Welcome to the Vida Spiritual Connection from Vida Spiritual Learning Center, where you are empowered to create the life you desire. Our guiding belief is, by valuing and empowering all, we inspire a joyous and fulfilling life. At Vida, we study and practice the teachings of the science of mind and spirit founded by Dr. Ernest Holmes. Each week, we present an inspiring spiritual message, followed by a guided meditation. Now, here's today's message.
Hello, and thanks for viewing the Vida Spiritual Connection. I am Reverend Keven Kadel. Da Vinci said learning never exhausts the mind, and Vida is a spiritual learning center after all. Metaphysically, learning is moving universal thought into your active thinking. And when you learn something or anything, you activate a facet of universal mind in your local mind. Now, in science of mind and spirit speak, mind is not brain. Mind is thought or feeling or intuition or belief. And the activity of universal mind creates all that is. Your mind is part of universal mind. Your mind, your thoughts, your feelings, your intuitions, your beliefs, creates all that is your life. Now, at times, your activation of universal mind in local mind appears to be spontaneous. For example, the spiritual practice of visioning creates the mental state that opens to novel local thinking, a mental state that catches a divine high idea or thought or image or intuition. Now, other times your learning appears to be a transfer or a copy from someone else's local mind to your mind. Still, all of that's an activity of universal mind. Now, someone else's local mind could be a parent or a sibling or a teacher or a mentor or a facilitator or a healer or any other creation, be it animal, plant, or mineral. All those help you learn. And someone else's local mind could transfer to you by reading a book or attending a performance or listening to music or observing art or immersing in nature. Now, throughout 2023, we're looking at renewing the mind and opening heart. In January, it's about what's new. Now, as you learn, your thoughts are new. As your mind is new and renewed, your heart opens, and you feel more of the goodness of God within you and surrounding you. Now, throughout my message today, I'm going to be using a paragraph from Ralph Waldo Emerson that seems apropos in the new year. And here's the first part of it. Write it on your heart that every day is the best day in the year. One is rich who owns the day, and no one owns the day who allows it to be invaded with fret and anxiety. Calendars are human defined, and they are arbitrary. And you may have seen on social media this comic in which aliens are looking down on Earth and wondering why all the Earth humans are celebrating the planet completing another orbit around the sun. Now, all this while Earth's other forms of life, minerals, plants, animals, just simply are living another day. And what the aliens would have to learn is about the human custom of December 31st into January 1st, which is out with the old and in with the new. Now, technically, Earth is completing an orbit every moment. And consider that out with the old and in with the new can be a template for every moment into the next moment, in every day into the next, every week into the next, every month into the next. You get the idea. Now, as often as you can, bless and release the moment, the day, the week, the month, the year, the decade past. And continuing with Emerson's paragraph, finish every day and be done with it. You have done what you could. And then, this is me, make new bold intentions for the moment that is before you. And today I'm talking about what's old is new again. That ageless wisdom is new when it's new to you. You know, traditionally, Centers for Spiritual Living revisit the 4-section introduction to Ernest Holmes' Science of Mind and Spirit. And the titles are The Thing Itself, The Way It Works, What It Does, and How to Use It. And so I'm going to give you a little decoder ring here. It is living spirit. So it is living spirit itself, the way living spirit works, what living spirit does, and how to use living spirit. And I encourage you to do as I do around this time of year, to reread this really brilliant synopsis of the Science of Mind and Spirit teaching. Now, as a New Thought teaching, this annual walk down memory lane often begs the question, what's new about New Thought? And, you know, New Thought emerged out of the Transcendentalist movement of the mid-1800s. And New Thought is primarily influenced by Ralph Waldo Emerson, who I'm using today, and Henry David Thoreau. And then the question becomes still, has New Thought had a New Thought in the last 20, 40, 60, 80, 150 years, or ever? And for that matter, is there anything new about the science of mind and spirit? You know, Ernest Holmes was not discovering new metaphysical material, but as ageless wisdom was new to his local mind, Ernest was so inspired that he gave new life to it, and he gave it a contemporary perspective. And Ernest wanted you to have that same revelatory experience, for your mind to come alive and be freed by resonating and aligning with universal mind and ageless wisdom. You know, on the one hand, metaphysics are as old as humanity, almost as if spiritual principle is innate. In the science of mind and spirit, we say there is just one mind, of which your local mind is a part. And as you free yourself from the past, it is natural for your thinking to expand beyond what might be in your wildest imagination. And on the other hand, ageless wisdom is new when it's new to you. Now, once metaphysical principle dawns on your conscious mind, once it becomes active in thought, it has a kind of timeless quality. It feels as if you have known a spiritual principle forever. You might even feel that you've been practicing this spiritual principle forever. You know, on my spiritual journey, ageless wisdom is often dawning on my conscious awareness. And each time I feel a little lighter and a little freer. I feel a little more that I'm also surrounded by some transcendence. You know, it's momentarily new and fresh and novel to me. And as I use it and think with it and feel with it, the feeling evolves and it joins in concert with something that humans, and really all beings everywhere, have been feeling for eons. You know, Emerson goes on to say, some blunders and absurdities no doubt crept in. Forget them as soon as you can. Well, when is as soon as you can? You know, forgetting them too soon may not be the best choice. One might be bypassing or denying oneself a really valuable lesson. As I can attest, those blunders and absurdities keep recurring until I learn all I can from them. So I want to unpack a little bit of the out with the old. And I've mentioned that, you might take on a daily practice of blessing and releasing. But really what's occurring is that it's integrating. And I think of it as a kind of a daily mini atonement. So I'm going to talk about two different cases. One case is when I had a contentious moment with my brother. And another is really sharing this lovely meal with a dear friend. So in this integrating process, this daily mini atonement, you take a moment to reflect on experience. Now, remember, experience is an effect. Think of reflection as following a trail of breadcrumbs back to the cause, the thinking, the feeling, the believing that created the experience. And some of those causes, some of the thinking, the feeling, believing, are really easy to discern. And some causes come to conscious awareness little by little, day by day. In the case of the contentious moment with my brother, my mind was awash with some stinking thinking, some as yet unhealed stuff that sort of inadvertently appeared. It didn't come out that well. And in the case of the meal I shared with my friend, my mind was filled with positivity, with love and peace and connection and compassion. My consciousness was properly prepared for that. So now that you have at least a little conscious awareness of the causes, you consciously choose which causes you can discard, which causes need improvement or revision, and which causes are serving you well, and that you choose to carry into this moment and future moments. In the case of my contentious moment with my brother, I confront my error thinking. I bless and release what no longer serves, and then I begin to affirm a constructive, positive opposite. It might just be thoughts and words that are the constructive, positive opposite for now, but as I continue with the intention to heal, the positive feelings then emerge. In the case of the lovely meal with my dear friend, I revise and continue with love, peace, connection, and compassion. And really I expand that not only just with my dear friend, but with any others who come into my life. Now, as you choose to either discard or improve or revise or continue, you appreciate and in some cases bless any of your thinking and the experience that thinking created, which altogether have propelled you to this moment of your life. So that is that mini daily atonement, and it is a powerful out with the old. Now, in with the new continues with your continued spiritual practice. You catch the vision, you affirm those God qualities, those positive and productive feelings that well up within you. And finally, resolve to take any earth plane humanville action that your work in consciousness calls you to do. So to finish Ralph Waldo Emerson's wonderful paragraph, tomorrow is a new day. Begin it well and serenely, with too high a spirit to be cumbered with your old nonsense. This new day is too dear, with its hopes and invitations, to waste a moment on the yesterdays. So let's turn our attention inward for prayer right here and right now. So I now tap into that universal mind, that ineffable presence, that unconditional love, that compassion that exceeds all understanding. And know that that is living spirit, that is God. That is that infinite creativity. That is an infinite intelligence. And it appears in our beings as a love and a peace and a joy and a compassion, a health and well-being. It is a connection, and it's an activity, it's a circulation, it's moving through and around each of us. For it is indeed us at our essence. You and I are meditations in the mind of God, extensions of living spirit. So I speak my word that our minds are alive in universal mind, that ageless wisdom naturally arises anew in our thoughts and our feelings, our intuitions, and our beliefs. I know and trust we easily and effortlessly engage the principles and practices that renew our minds and open our hearts. It is etched on our hearts that every day, every moment is the best day in the year. So blessing the world as we are blessed, I give great thanks for this answered prayer, for this communion in spirit. And I simply release my word into the law of mind and action, knowing as it is spoken, as it is thought, as it is uttered, it's happening, that universal mind is now set in motion, and that activity of universal mind is happening for you right here and right now. That your mind is alive and your heart is open. And now it is, and so it is. Amen. Well, thanks for joining me here this week. Up next is a wonderful meditation.
Did you know that giving is a spiritual practice that keeps you in the abundant flow of life? If today's message inspires you, consider supporting Vida Spiritual Learning Center. Know that your financial contributions support this show, our learning center, and the Science of Mind philosophy. Thank you. Now it's time for the meditation.
Welcome to our time of meditation. The New Thought writer and teacher Neville Goddard once wrote, "God is imagination, and imagination is God." In our time together, we're going to tap that power of imagination that in Science of Mind we understand to be the presence of the divine within, expressing as creativity. And we're going to use that divine force to create a quiet place of personal retreat, one which we can visit any time we choose for rest and mental rejuvenation. So let's begin by relaxing and allowing any busyness of the day to gently fall away, bringing our attention to the here and now and to our breathing. Let's take several deep breaths, breathing in all the way and holding for a moment, and then breathing out completely. And again, breathing in, holding for a moment, and releasing. And let your breathing now find its natural rhythm, and begin releasing any tension that you may have been holding, releasing more with each breath out, breathing in and breathing out, breathing in and breathing out. And as any remaining tension continues to melt away, your body may even feel as though it's floating, and that's perfectly okay. In this peaceful, relaxed state, and for the purpose of our journey, imagine yourself in perfect health and vitality. All is well in your world. And now, imagine you take time off from your usual daily routine, and you're going to spend time in a perfectly peaceful place that is yours alone, where would you spend that time off? Perhaps it's a favorite place that you have been in the past, or somewhere you know you would like to visit, or even a new place that you design and can see only in your mind's eye. Let's spend a few moments now and bring that vision into focus. See yourself there, enjoying the beauty and the serenity. As you begin to settle into your special place, pay attention to your surroundings. What is it like there? Are you inside or outside? Is it day or night? What time of year is it? What do you see around you? What sounds can you hear? Is there a particular scent that you detect? As you begin to answer these questions, we'll now spend several minutes and fill in as much detail of your personal place as you can. The more, the better. This is a time to let your imagination run free. As you continue to focus on your breathing, know that the place you created is yours alone. You might even want to give it a unique name, so that by remembering the name, the scene comes to mind in its fullness. This is your personal retreat place, and you can visit it whenever you need to take a few minutes or longer away from the busyness of the day. And now, let us begin to bring our awareness back into the space in which you find yourself. Being aware of your body, perhaps moving arms, legs, neck, noticing your feet on the floor, and once again being fully present in this time and in this place. And so it is, and now it is. Amen.
Thanks for tuning in to the Vida Spiritual Connection. Please visit our website to submit a confidential prayer request. While there, sign up for our weekly email and receive the latest information for events, classes, and meetups. Remember to subscribe to Vida's YouTube channel, click like, and click the bell to get notifications. You can also find Vida on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Whoever sows generously also reaps generously. Giving is a spiritual practice. As you bless the world, you are blessed. Your financial contribution to Vida Spiritual Learning Center is an investment in your spiritual education and flow. Your contributions support your spiritual growth and this show, so it's a win-win. Use the link on our website, drop a check in the mail, or Zelle your contribution to 562-928-6460. Thank you so much for your generous support. Have a wonderful week, and see you next time for the Vida Spiritual Connection.